Right now, the ongoing pandemic's impact on local nonprofits as the Madison School District updates its COVID mitigation strategy. Plus, delayed for at least a week. What's next in the Chandler Halderson trial, and reaction from a local defense attorney on what this break could mean. And an updated complaint shedding light on what happened in the minutes leading up to the Waukesha Christmas parade tragedy. News 3 Now at 10 starts right now. Across Wisconsin, more people are hospitalized today with COVID than ever before. The Wisconsin Hospital Association says 2,278 people are in the hospital. That breaks the record set back in 2020. We're averaging about 27 deaths and more than 9,500 new cases every day. Tonight, Public Health Madison and Dane County says the restart of testing at the Alliant Energy Center has been going so well, they are already increasing their daily testing capacity to 1,000 people. That threshold wasn't initially going to be hit until next week. You can sign up for an appointment online. As COVID hospitalizations hit those new records, there is a shift in tone from health experts, many saying virtually everyone will be exposed to COVID. Right now, more than 150,000 Americans with COVID are in the hospital. The U.S. averages nearly 750,000 new cases a day.
Sooner or later, as we begin to live with it, what she was referring to is that virtually everybody is going to wind up getting exposed and likely get infected. But if you're vaccinated and if you're boosted, the chances of you getting sick are very, very low.
CDC says the Omicron variant is now responsible for 98% of new COVID cases in the U.S., and experts say most of the recent deaths are still from the Delta variant. The Biden administration announced a plan today to send 5 million rapid tests and 5 million lab-based PCR tests to schools to help keep them open. With this latest spike in cases, nonprofits are scrambling, trying to find ways to get the money and other donations they need safely. Christina Laurie explains how you can help them meet increased demand, a reality they say has become the newest new normal.
The bell ringers are gone and the kettles are packed up for this winter, but the Salvation Army of Dane County is still counting on you to help them make a difference into the cold months ahead.
And that nonprofit is not alone. The Salvation Army ended this year's Christmas campaign $25,000 short of its $500,000 goal.
There's definitely a higher need.
Now the American Red Cross is in crisis, declaring its first ever national blood emergency.
We haven't seen this kind of a shortage in 10 years or a decade. We'd like to have between 3 and 5 days blood on the shelf ready to go at a moment's notice. And those are for surgeries. Those are for, emergencies that happen.
As of today, the Red Cross has less than a one-day supply.
I know folks have been hesitant to come in and donate. And so that's why we're asking folks to come out and donate now.
For nonprofits, not helping those in need isn't an option. This time last year, the Salvation Army separated its women and family shelters into 2 buildings for one simple reason.
So we're able to serve more people. And we have definitely served more people.
An average of 70 women and 35 families a night. But like so many, the Dane County-based nonprofit needs your help to continue serving them.
We give even little things out to people in shelter, right? Like the things that seem little to us, like shampoo, toothbrushes.
$5 covers 3 meals and a snack. $20 pays for a one-night stay. And giving blood is free.
Big or small, anything makes a difference.
If you can't do it, this week or next week, this is going to go on for a little while.
Reporting in Madison, Christina Laurie, News 3 Now.
In terms of blood donations, all types are needed, especially O, the universal blood type. The Red Cross says if you donate blood in January, there is an extra incentive. You'll be entered for a chance to win a trip to the Super Bowl in L.A. You can find a list of upcoming blood drives on our website, channel3000.com. New tonight, the Madison School District updating its COVID-19 risk mitigation strategy with 2 major changes. First, in relation to contact tracing, the district says the district is shifting from tracing contacts of positive cases to contacting only individuals who test positive and their high-risk close contacts. Secondly, the district updating isolation and quarantine policies, keeping with new guidelines from the CDC and Public Health. Quarantine time will be reduced from 10 to 5 days for most people. Strict mask wearing at school will continue to be required after isolation or quarantine. Boys and Girls Club of Dane County today beginning distribution efforts of the 200,000 high-quality masks it recently received from the state. There was a constant stream of people heading into the club in the Allied Drive neighborhood. First reported yesterday, the CDC is considering updating its recommendations to surgical masks like the N95 or the KN95 over the popular cloth options. More evidence that masks limit the spread of COVID. Researchers at the University of Central Florida published a new study today. They found wearing a face covering can reduce the distance that aerosols and droplets travel when someone is speaking or coughing, possibly in half. Without a mask, researchers found droplets traveled about 4 feet. While wearing even a cloth mask, that distance was cut down to about 2 feet. Researchers say that proves any mask is better than no mask. We turn things over to weather now. After what has been a very cold stretch, today felt a bit like spring, but how long will it last? Meteorologist Dana Fulton has our certified most accurate forecast. Dana?
We're not expecting temperatures to climb back up to the low 40s again, but it was nice this afternoon to get out and enjoy some sunshine and perhaps just not feel quite as cold. We did have sunny skies for this afternoon into early this evening, and right now our temperatures are dropping for us. Right after sunset, we fell into the 30s pretty quickly. Right now, right at 30 in Madison with a cloudy sky overhead, so only really dropped to about the mid-20s for overnight lows. 32 in Mineral Point and 32 in Monroe. Compared to this time yesterday, it is a smidge cooler outside. Temperatures last night, of course, staying pretty mild. We're in for what could be or should be a pretty seasonable stretch for the next few days. It's going to come along with a few light snow chances for tomorrow. High temperatures will be in the low 30s with some light flurries early in the day. For Friday, we're looking at the possibility for some steadier snowfall, but only for certain parts of the state. We'll take a closer look at your full 10-day in that system building in just a few minutes, Eric.
Dana, thank you. The Chandler Halderson homicide trial being delayed until at least next Tuesday. The decision made as a precaution after the defendant tested positive for COVID. Judge John Hyland informed the jury of a positive test this morning, but did not reveal specifically that it was Chandler Halderson. Now, we spoke with a local defense attorney today what the pause could mean going forward in this trial and potentially for a verdict. Jessa Nicholson says she personally would have asked the judge for a mistrial.
The jury is going to have only heard the prosecution's version of events, and they'll be replaying that in their head until they start to hear new evidence. So I think it overemphasizes the state's case because it lets them sit with it for a long time without hearing any kind of narrative.
Nicholson also noted while the law presumes jurors will follow instructions not to talk about or look up the case outside the courtroom, humans, she says, naturally seek out information, and that could impact the decision in the case when they eventually return. The Milwaukee man accused of killing 6 people and injuring dozens more by driving through the crowd at the Waukesha Christmas parade now faces a total of 77 charges stemming from the November 21st incident. A second amended complaint was filed today against 39-year-old Darrell Brooks. According to online court records, Brooks faces 75 felony charges, including 6 counts of first-degree intentional homicide and 2 misdemeanor charges. The new complaint also describes the domestic incident that happened minutes before he drove through the crowd involving Brooks' ex-girlfriend. She told police she was in his vehicle earlier in the day and he was accusing her of talking to other men. She said he was driving erratically with one hand on the wheel while he was hitting her with the other. She was able to get out of the vehicle and started walking when Brooks allegedly continued to harass her from his vehicle. Shortly after, he drove through the barricades and into the parade route. And tonight, we're still waiting for any updates from the State Department of Justice in relation to the officer-involved shooting yesterday on Madison's northeast side. We know a suspect who police say fired a gun at officers while running away from them was shot and hospitalized. This happened near the airport on Dryden Drive. The officers who fired their weapons are on leave. That is standard protocol pending the results of an investigation by the State Division of Criminal Investigation. In a big national case from the state of Michigan, the Oxford High School shooting suspect Ethan Crumbley appeared virtually in court this afternoon. Crumbley's attorney entered a not guilty plea on his behalf. The 15-year-old accused of shooting and killing 4 students, injuring 7 others in November. Next at 10, he has led the state of Wisconsin, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and is currently the UW system leader. Now he is stepping down, but not away. Naomi Cole sits down with Tommy Thompson on what's next.
I've made changes and nobody has stood in my way.
When Republican Tommy Thompson left his post as a 4-term Wisconsin governor in 2001,
I love being governor. I certainly love this state.
it was with the same message that he shares now, preparing to leave his UW job in 2 months.
I love Wisconsin. I love the university, and I love, being able to make things better. And I think in all of the jobs I've ever held, that was one of the things everybody can say. He improved it. It was better when he left than when he started. And that's all I can ask for. And I think that's what I've been able to accomplish.
After keeping UW's campuses open through the pandemic since he was appointed in July 2020 and developing mass testing sites on campus to make that happen, he's ready for the next step.
No, I'm not going to go up into the sunset and do nothing. I will be looking at my opportunities in the month of April and make a decision. My wife would like me to retire, but that's not in the cards. So I don't know what I'm going to do, Naomi, but I'm going to be doing something.
Is he sure the UW board will have picked his replacement by April?
Yes, I am.
But first, he's got 16 things left to do. Among them, securing funds for a new engineering school and legislative changes to UW's reciprocity agreements.
I've completed over 50, close to 100 things already. I got 16 more that I want to get done, and I'm working very hard daily to complete those 16.
Another go at the Warhawk strut isn't on the list.
I'm not sure anybody wants to see Tommy Thompson do the Warhawk strut again, but I'll tell you, I enjoyed it.
But like everything with Tommy Thompson, we'll see.
I'm going to water ski this summer, and I'm going to snow ski this spring.
Thompson made headlines last year, threatening to resist lawsuits from the legislature when they tried to stand in his way of putting COVID precautions on campus. But now he says his relationship with the GOP-led Capitol is better than ever. For more on that, go online to channel3000.com. For News 3 Now, I'm Naomi Coles.
And in Washington today, lawmakers and congressional aides pay tribute at the Capitol Rotunda to former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid, who is lying in state. President Biden, along with Vice President Kamala Harris, paying their respects this afternoon. Reid served in the U.S. Senate for 30 years, representing Nevada, including 8 years as Democratic Majority Leader. Reid died after a years-long battle with pancreatic cancer. He was 82 years old. And in Mineral Point today, another solemn ceremony for firefighter James Ludlam as he is laid to rest. He and Fire Captain Brian Bush were both killed in a crash on Highway 151 last week when a semi hit their fire truck while they were responding to the scene of a crash. A ceremony for Captain Bush will be held on Friday. Governor Evers ordered flags to be flown at half-staff both today and also Friday in their honor. And still to come tonight, a new report shows the U.S. gaining ground in the fight against lung cancer. Plus, found along a thoroughfare in Madison, you can help this puppy walk again. Stay with us.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast. News 3 Now at 10.
To count down the days, but my ski trip to Cascade Mountain with my cousin each year, so much fun. We used to pretend like we were flying. Now, we really do. My dad and my uncle like that we still ski free. But Noah and I, we just have fun. See you there.
There's a glitch in the Matrix, and Denny's is delivering for free. Get special glitchy freebies at Denny's.com, but free delivery won't last long. See you at Denny's.com.
Just 2 pills for all-day pain relief. Aleve it and see what's possible. And also try Aleve X topical pain relief.
Cold winds, ice, snowy, slippery conditions. Be prepared for winter weather. Trust the News 3 Now First Warn Weather Team to give you clear, timely, and accurate info. So when severe winter weather is coming, you'll have plenty of time to plan your life, keeping you safe and ahead of the storms. Your certified most accurate team, First Warn Weather, only on News 3 Now.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Bundle up your family for a day of free outdoor fun with the Madison Police Department. Josh Sprider will take you to Albert Park for a frosty preview of Winterfest.
Plus, we'll get you out the door and keep an eye on the end of the week. That's tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. Inflation hits a 39-year high. Today, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported inflation jumped 7% in the 12 months ending in December. That is the steepest climb in prices since June of 1982. The Federal Reserve plans multiple interest rate hikes this year to help fight it, potentially one as early as March. The Fed is also set to end its monthly bond purchases that supported the economy during the pandemic. A new report from the American Cancer Society shows major progress against the leading cause of cancer death in the U.S., lung cancer. The new report finds lung cancers are being diagnosed earlier and patients are living longer. Dr. Karen Knutson credits increased access to care, screening, and better treatment.
While we know that not all lung cancers are associated with smoking, a significant fraction are. We are starting to see some progress, however, based on tobacco cessation for the heavy smoking population. It is possible to get into a screening program to detect lung cancer at an earlier stage.
The U.S. continues to see a significant reduction in cancer deaths overall. This year, it is estimated there will be 1.9 million new cancer diagnoses and more than 609,000 cancer deaths. The report also flags some concerning trends, including increased incidence of breast cancer in women and more men being diagnosed with advanced stage prostate cancer. The U.S. Army, for the first time, is offering a maximum enlistment bonus of $50,000 to highly skilled recruits who join for 6 years. It comes as the service struggles to lure soldiers into certain critical jobs amid the pandemic. Major General Kevin Vereen, head of Army Recruiting Command, tells the Associated Press that closed schools and the competitive job market over the past year have posed significant challenges for recruiters. Also looking for employees, the United States Postal Service. Tomorrow it'll be hosting another job fair and hiring event to fill immediate openings in our area. It'll be at the post office on Milwaukee Street, 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. The Dane County Humane Society asking for help from the public to pay for a surgery to repair this puppy's back legs. The 4-month-old they call Farley was badly injured, likely from a car, and cannot walk or use its back legs. He was found lying alongside Buckeye Road back on January 6th.
He deserves to have a happy home, and we can't wait until he's recovered enough so we can put him up for adoption.
Humane Society hoping to raise $5,000. Farley's first surgery is scheduled for tomorrow. We have a link on how you can donate at channel3000.com. It was so warm out today. The city of Madison has closed all ice rinks and lagoons until further notice. They say some of them have pooling water, making it unsafe for skating, but it likely won't be too long until they reopen after that nice break from the cold. What's in store for the rest of the week? Well, here's meteorologist Dana Fulton. Dana?
As I mentioned earlier, Eric, I don't think we're going to see the 40s again, but it was, again, a little bit above average today, and it's likely going to be just a smidge above average for us tomorrow. Right now we're sitting at 30 in Madison, generally close to 30 degrees throughout southern Wisconsin. Overnight, plan on a mostly cloudy sky. Because of that, temperatures won't drop too much, down to about the mid-20s for overnight lows. We have a small chance to see some light flurries early in the day throughout southern Wisconsin, that chance passing through. Notice, though, I think a lot of the area staying dry, though. Just a small chance to see some flurries. Our main event really building in as we fast forward and look ahead to Friday. For Friday morning, temperatures will drop down to about 20. It's mostly cloudy early in the day. In the early afternoon, we're going to watch quite a large storm building in. Much of the heavy snowfall, though, staying off to the west in Iowa and Minnesota early in the afternoon. Later in the evening, this starts to pull into our southwestern counties for Crawford, Grant County, the edge of Richland County, seeing some measurable snow accumulation. Much of the rest of southern Wisconsin, though, likely not going going to see much of, if anything, snow coming down for us late Friday evening into early Saturday morning. Once we get past midnight, much of this has traveled off to the south, and that just leads into a colder Saturday with high temperatures on Saturday trending in the teens. Overall accumulation totals from that event on Friday trending under an inch for most of southern Wisconsin. Some areas right along the Mississippi River could get closer to that 2 to 4 inch range. But again, not a lot of accumulation expected from this event, and it's really trending off to the west. The system as a whole, though, is going to impact a lot of people over the next few days. It dips down through the Midwest, right across the Mississippi River. We call these systems Alberta clippers. When they swing down, get into that deep moisture in the southeast, bring quite a bit of precipitation throughout the southeast, possibly even some snow into Arkansas, into Tennessee, and then swinging right up the east coast towards the New England states for early next week. So this is a high impact storm for early next week for the east coast. For most of southern Wisconsin, it looks like it's going to miss us. We could see those accumulation totals creeping up just a little bit for the far corners of Crawford and Grant counties, but most of us trending more towards just flurries and trace amounts. So some flurries possible for Thursday. For Friday, that snow trending off to the west, and then by the weekend, it gets a little colder outside, especially for Saturday. 33 the high for tomorrow, mostly cloudy sky with flurries early in the day. Friday, we're in the low 20s for afternoon highs with the chance of snow trending again along the western edge of the state. Saturday, we're trending with temperatures close to 20 through the teens for the day. Overnight lows drop down to the single digits, though, for early Sunday morning. So it's cold again for early Sunday morning. By the middle of next week, we'll have another chance for some snow, maybe some flurries to build back in, and then a colder drop in our temperatures by the end of next week.
And coming up in sports, it's Badgers and Buckeyes Part 2 tomorrow night in Madison, while Wisconsin says this time will be different than the first meeting. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
On my travels across the country, I came across this house with water dripping from the ceiling. You never know when something like this will happen. So let the Geico Insurance Agency help you with homeowners insurance and protect yourself from things like fire, theft, or in this case, water damage. Now, if I had to guess, I'd say somewhere upstairs there's a broken pipe.
Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance at geico.com.
I'm a little old to count down the days, but my ski trip to Cascade Mountain with my cousin each year, so much fun. We used to pretend like we were flying. Now, we really do. My dad and my uncle like that we still ski free. But Noah and I, we just have fun. See you there.
In winter, you add an extra layer when you head outside. This year, you can do the same thing inside, too. A COVID booster makes your protection stronger, even against Delta and Omicron. So if you're vaccinated and 12 or older, give yourself an extra layer of protection in crowded stores, restaurants, wherever. Right when you need it most.
Nurse Mariam Sabo knows a moment this pure demands a lotion this pure. New Gold Bond Pure Moisture Lotion. 24-hour hydration. No parabens, dyes, or fragrances. Gold Bond. Champions your skin.
Finish your projects with Menards. Pick up Great Lakes Defender Vinyl Plank Flooring. These vinyl planks are waterproof, durable, and easy to install. Hurry in and save big money on Great Lakes Defender Vinyl Plank. We also have a wide selection of Hunter ceiling fans. These fans provide comfort year-round and can be easily installed. Check out the Bryn fan. It'll look perfect in a variety of spaces. Get one now for only $149.99 at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Isn't it great how swinging through Culver's drive-thru marks the unofficial start to family time? How biting into a hot-off-the-grill Butterburger makes worries melt away? And how a fresh frozen custard concrete mixer puts a smile on your face every time? Here, a meal you didn't have to make is a meal made fresh for you. And being greeted with a smile, even beneath a mask, makes all the difference.
There's a reason we put so much care into our food. That reason is you. Welcome to Delicious.
News 3 Now's Call for Action team advocates for you, asking the right questions.
Yeah. You hope to make that right.
And getting results.
They sent a water heater the next day after you made the call.
Call for Action, only on News 3 Now.
The first time Wisconsin and Ohio State met, the Badgers left Columbus with an 18-point loss. Tomorrow, though, they'll have a shot at revenge when the Buckeyes come to Madison. Now, since that loss, UW has been on a tear. They've won 5 straight and look nothing like that team that lost back on December 21st. And this group cannot wait for round 2 to show OSU that the first meeting was a fluke.
You know, that was kind of one of the only games this year where we've taken a punch and haven't been able to throw a punch back and finish with our run. So a lot of things we can learn from, a lot of things we can clean up after going to watch film, and we're excited for their opportunity.
We've definitely been looking forward to this game all week because we know we want them back, and I think we can show a lot more than we're made of.
Badger men's basketball team helping collect socks before the women's game against Minnesota. The men will have a sock drive tomorrow. As for tonight's game, Wisconsin was on fire in the first quarter. Christina Lu dials one up from deep. The Badgers scored a season-high 21 points in the first. Lu had a team-high 19, and Julie Poshpishlova was dialed in too. She knocks down the triple, part of her 18 points. The Badgers fall 82-66. The Wisconsin women's hockey team was supposed to skate against St. Thomas over the weekend, but that series is no longer happening because of COVID-19 within the Tommies program. So that means another weekend off for the nation's top team and a 19-day stretch in between series. It's not ideal, and it definitely wasn't fun to find out this morning on the ice.
It's definitely unfortunate, and we were all bummed, especially after having last year. You know, each weekend we weren't really sure if we were going to be able to play that, and so we thought we were kind of done with that this year. But we understand it's out of our control, and all we can do now is prepare for whatever our next game, whenever that's going to be.
Similar to what we did last year, you know, you're hot and cold. You're either hot playing games or you're cold not playing games, and this weekend we won't be playing.
The Packers could either host the Eagles, the Cardinals, the 49ers, or the Rams next weekend, depending on how Wild Card Weekend plays out. But right now, they're not worried about that. In Green Bay, it's all about getting healthy. Zadarius Smith was back at practice. Randall Cobb and Jair Alexander were working their way back too. And Aaron Rodgers' toe, nearly 100%. All good signs for this team as they make a run at another Lombardi Trophy.
Health-wise, man, this is amazing to be out of practice and see 55 run around and see 18 run around and 23 out there, 77. You're like, whew, it feels pretty good having these guys back. Starting the excitement level definitely goes up, and the energy is right where it needs to be. So we're going to enjoy this week. We're going to rest.
And we're back after this.
Over these past months, we've all experienced changes and a great deal of reflection. But here's a change you can truly be excited about. Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, permanently removes the fat from your stomach, hips and thighs, and back.
I walked past mirrors. I didn't want to see any of that. I can't even tell you how excited I am about Sono Bello and what they've done for me.
I'm just living my best life now because I'm being the best that I can be.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently. Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. Plus, get $250 off instantly. You deserve to do something for you. Call 1-888-512-1753 or go to sonobello.com now.
Just 2 pills for all-day pain relief. Aleve it and see what's possible. And also try Aleve X topical pain relief.
So here's what we won't do. We won't let self-doubt win again. Because together,
We're working on something more real. Elbows in. With a real plan and coach for real 360 support. That's Anytime Fitness. That's Real AF.
Madison Magazine Winter Restaurant Week is here. Participating restaurants will provide a 3-course dinner starting at $25, featuring wine and more. Dining with a choice. Don't miss Madison Magazine's Winter Restaurant Week 2022, starting January 23rd through the 28th. For participating restaurants, menus, and details, visit MadisonRestaurantWeek.com. Presenting sponsor, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund. Supporting sponsor, E&J Gallo Winery.
At Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, the switch is always on. It guarantees the highest average payout percentage in the region. This leads to better odds and more wins than any place else around. Nobody messes with the switch.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Whether you have a design emergency or you just want to shop the best furniture showroom in town, you need Dwellings, Madison's best kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Airline turbulence over 5G service Thursday at 6. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Finally tonight, Girl Scout cookie season is almost here. This year you can get your favorites like always, but you also have a new option called Adventurefuls. The Girl Scouts website describes the cookie as, quote, an indulgent brownie-inspired cookie with caramel-flavored cream and a hint of sea salt. Available now through April alongside other iconic options like Thin Mints and Samoas, which I just ordered from my niece Katie, and that was a bad idea because I don't need them. But last year's edition, the French toast-inspired Toast Yay, is also available. They do it just in time to wipe out those New Year's resolutions.
That's exactly.
Here come the Girl Scout cookies.
Part of the plan. No, we always buy an embarrassing number of boxes. So
just trying to help the girls.
That's
it's not all about.
Exactly what
it's not the fact that I just like those cookies so much.
No, that's not it at all. It is going to be maybe some good cookie weather as we look ahead to the next few days. I mean, with the snow coming through, stay inside along our western counties for late Friday and enjoy some Girl Scout cookies. In the low 30s for us on Thursday with some light flurries early in the day. Friday, low 20s with some light snow building in. This is going to impact our westernmost counties most, with just some light flurries expected for the rest of the area. Colder temperatures ahead for the weekend.
All right, Dana, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10. Have a great night. We'll be back here tomorrow.